Hey there guys, this is Basinger313 here with a brand new Let's Play. This is Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. We're gonna start the game now, and yeah, we're gonna start the game now. You can tell I've been very much prepared for this whatsoever, but no, but for seriousness, wow, what am I, an 80s moment or whatever? Yeah, but anyways, seriously though, this has been a long time coming. I think the last Metal Gear game I've ever played for a Let's Play was the canceled Metal Gear Phantom Pain, which was way back in, I think, 2016. But here we are with a new, well, not necessarily Metal Gear Solid game though, but it's another Metal Gear game that I wanted to play back then, but like for some reason I just never had the time to do so, which sucks because this was one of my favorites out of the Platinum Games series. I might as well play the tutorial just so I could get accustomed to the controls. It's been a while since I last played through this anyways, so it's probably best for me to, like, you know, try it out just in case. But yeah, if you know me, I'm a huge fan of Platinum Games, and I'm also a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid, or the yeah, I guess just Metal Gear Solid, because I never really dive into the original two Metal Gear before, but I love the series, and I love Platinum Games, so it seems like these two are basically a match made in heaven. Indicates at a waypoint. Yep, right trigger is run, as from what I remember. Alright, cool. So yeah, you might be wondering what kind of playthrough it's gonna be. It's probably just gonna be like a regular one. Like, I'm not going for 100% completion like I am with Persona 5 or Mario Odyssey. I think it's just gonna be like a regular. I'm probably outdating this Let's Play already because, like, by the time I upload this Super Mario Odyssey or even Persona, well, I got Persona 5, but Super Mario Odyssey might have been already done by now. But yeah, it's just gonna be a normal playthrough. I never actually 100% completed this, nor do I plan to, because of the amount of hard work it is. By the way, Revengeance mode, which you unlock by, well, there's two ways of unlocking it. One is by actually legitimately playing it on the hardest difficulty. Second way is a cheat code, which I might show off, and it doesn't really penalize you for doing so whatsoever, so it's not like it's gonna be that big of a deal. Plus, it's a mode where, like, you just unlock the hardest difficulty. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go plain, simple, normal. Remember what I like about this game to begin with. Alright. Which I believe is the X and Y button. Yep, okay. This is basically a staple for basically any hack and slash game. Light attacks, strong attacks. There's also blade mode, which we might get into later on. Alright, yeah, I'm starting to remember most of this. Can I change the, hold on, sensitivity before we start anything else? Vibration, here we go. Let's try a 7 to see if that's better. Not really. It's actually a little bit slower than I anticipated.
Combat is not all offense, however. You also need to protect yourself. First, follow the direction of the enemy's attack.
I'll do it when we get to the actual game.
Light attacks of your own in the same direction. This is how you parry. It is the keystone of your defense.
Got it. Alright, so to parry, you do... It's a really weird parry system, and I will say that's kind of... It's something that you have to get used to. It's not that big of a deal. But for, I want to say, newcomers of hack and slashes, this is probably one of the weirdest ways you can parry the game in any hack and slash game. So as you see right there, what I did was, like, flick the control stick perpendicular to the direction as to where the opponent is attacking. Or not perpendicular, but parallel to the area as to where the opponent is attacking. And then you press the X button, or the square button if you're playing on the PlayStation version. And that's how you parry. It is very weird, but you get used to it eventually if you play this game a lot more. Was it? Perfect at the parry mode. Okay. There we go. And by doing that, you can cut off a lot of their fucking limbs. Oh my goodness. The bask in the bloody glory. Yeah, if you can look back at, I think, 2011's E3 trailer for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It's a stupid title, I know, but again, like, this game is made by Platinum, so you can expect a lot of silliness. Plus, it's not really a Solid Snake game, which is usually more reserved to, like, the serious, heavy-driven moments. So I think it's kind of excusable at this for this game, mostly because it's Raiden. God, it's so weird. Like, I remember as a kid, I used to always pronounce Raiden instead of Raiden, mostly because Mortal Kombat screwed me over when it comes to like pronunciation. Nowadays, I actually pronounce it Raiden, but whenever I play Mortal Kombat, where it's supposed to be Raiden, I would accidentally say Raiden instead. It's so weird. Yeah, fun fact for me, if you guys ever want to know.
Your team deserves credit as well, Mr. Lightning Bolt.
Just doing our job, Mr.
Like I said, silliness over the top wazoo if you ever plan on playing any Platinum games. Mr. Lightning Bolt, seriously, who could take that goddamn seriously? But I think that's the charm about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, is its witty humor.
Perhaps I was wrong about these private military companies.
We prefer private security providers.
Yeah, like I said, like, I want to say, I'm not sure if this is every single Metal Gear Solid fan. It might be some, or a vocal minority, but I've heard that there's a lot of criticism towards Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance simply because of its over-the-top nature. Whereas with the Metal Gear Solid series, it's always been, like, I guess, serious and mature tone. So, just to have, like, a whiplash of, like, feelings when you're playing this game, I guess that would be a little bit uncomfortable if you're a veteran Metal Gear Solid fan. But I think you have to kind of be in the mindset that this is a spin-off game rather than a main game to fully enjoy the experience, because this is not a Metal Gear Solid game, it's a Metal Gear Rising game. Of course, it's not an actual series unless they make Metal Gear Rising 2. I would love that, by the way, but I'm not sure with, like, Konami, like, recently not doing so well, to say the least. It's probably close to impossible that that's ever happening, unless, I don't know, like, they either change their ways or sell the Metal Gear series to someone else. Preferably Namco Bandai, because I kind of want it to be on Xbox and PlayStation, Nintendo if possible. Like, I know a lot of people say that Metal Gear should be, like, owned by Sony, but, well, I have no doubt that they will certainly respect the series. It's just kind of, I know it's gonna be a little bit weird to say, but it's kind of weird to see Metal Gear Solid as a Sony exclusive game when it's also been on, like, Nintendo and Microsoft. Now, I do realize that, well, not originally, but starting from Metal Gear Solid on the way to Metal Gear Solid 3, oh sorry, Metal Gear Solid 4, it has been pretty much a Sony exclusive title up until, oh god, what was it? Maybe the remake from Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes on the GameCube? I don't know, like, for me, like, growing up with the Metal Gear Solid series, which, by the way, the first time I actually been introduced to the Metal Gear Solid series was, of course, Smash Bros. Brawl. I'm not gonna deny that, that's what kind of drew me into the Metal Gear Solid series in the first place. But I never owned any PlayStation system as a kid, so what I really enjoyed the most about the series, I think, was just, like, the character Snake. I forgot, what was I saying again? I think I was trying to focus on, like, the silly nature of the Platinum games in general. And then I just kind of devolved to, like, my history of Metal Gear Solid series. But yeah, the series is awesome. And, like I said, like, to any, I don't want to say diehard Metal Gear Solid fan, because I think if you're a true diehard Metal Gear fan, you should, understand and acknowledge objectivity when it comes to the series, and differentiate between the crappy Metal Gear games and the legitimately good Metal Gear games. I'm not saying Metal Gear Rising is perfect by any means. There are definitely some flaws that I will get into later on. If I remember them, of course. But,
Guard the Prime Minister.
just from what I remember way back in 2013, where there was, like, a lot of backlash from Metal Gear fans, was that Metal Gear Rising was essentially the black sheep of the series at the time because of its over-the-top nature. I think that's kind of, like, a little bit unfair to the game, honestly. And I'll show you why I very much enjoy the game so much, aside from, of course, being a Platinum Games and a hack and slash game, one of my favorite video game genres of all time.
Let's get this over with.
Alright, let's do this. By the way, a little bit neat touch about the HUD. the HUD screen right now, it looks very much similar to Metal Gear Solid 4 at the current moment. The right screen looks like what you expect from. Oh, okay, I don't have that. I don't think. No, you do. Okay. So it's only when I have like the flashing blue thing I can actually hack and slash my way through the game. And by the way, if anyone's curious as to what system, well, aside from the fact that you can obviously see it from the thumbnail, hold on. Okay, I don't have that. I don't think the tutorial told me to do that yet, though, but I'll get to that later. It's not important anyways. I'm playing on the Xbox 360 version, as you can tell. Well, technically I'm playing on the Xbox One, backwards compatible with the Xbox 360. Yeah, I know there's some enemies there, but they're optional from what I remember. All you need to do is just slash your way through here. I got stuck here the first time I played through it, which was a little bit weird though, but as long as you pay attention to the minimap, I think it's fine. But yeah, I'm playing this on the Xbox One, backwards compatible with the Xbox 360 version. I got my niece and nephew's permission to borrow the Xbox One for the week, just to play this game. I do own the PS3 version, and I do own the PC version. There's a reason why I'm playing on the Xbox 360 version, though. First off, aside from trying to unlock the achievements again. Secondly, I've been having a lot of issues with the PC version recently, at least recording-wise, because playing the game-wise, it's perfectly fine. It runs flawlessly, 60 frames per second, no matter what. And I was able to hack and slash the limbs a lot. Like, I think the one major issue when it comes to the frame rate is trying to hack and slash as many body parts as possible. The PC version, I have no problem with that. What I do have an issue when it comes to trying to record on the PC version, on the other hand, is trying to record it full screen. For some reason, every time I go to full screen, it always plays in 50 frames per second, and I don't know why. It fixes itself when I go to window mode, but I don't want to record in window mode, which is the issue. I want to record in full screen mode. And because full screen mode, for some reason, is in 50 frames per second, I'm kind of stumped. So just to make it easier for me, I bought an Xbox 360 version, and just to I guess make the footage a lot more presentable, I guess, without having 50 frames per second. I'm pretty sure there is a simple fix for the PC version. I was just too lazy to find it, though. That's for the PS3 version. The PS3 version is 720p max, whereas the Xbox 360 version is 1080p upscale. So I have the option to record at 1080p for the 360 version at the very least. So that's why I kind of opt out for that version rather than PS3 version. Despite the fact that I actually do prefer the PlayStation controller. But well, whatever. I guess that's a fun fact. By the way, I'm kind of like glancing through the story, I will say. I do apologize for that, but honestly, it's not really that important. If you guys really do enjoy the story, you can play it for yourself. But I will say, it is your usual over-the-top cheese.
Don't do it!
It's like, we have the bad guy here, which I believe his name is either Sundowner or Sam. I'm trying to remember exactly what his name was. It's been a while since I last played Metal Gear Rising. But most of the villains, aka the Desperados, are basically over the top. You can tell from the animation too, like the facial animations are just like goofy in all the right ways. They're over the top bad guys. They want war just so that they can get to boost the war economy. Every single other boss battle you'll also witness has their own shticks. Some interesting, some absolutely stupid. We'll get to the stupid ones later. But anyways, yeah, we're fighting a Metal Gear as our first boss battle, by the way. Usually in the Metal Gear Solid series, you have to, like, Metal Gear Solid, sorry, the final boss are usually Metal Gears. Not this one. This is the first one. So you can tell, like, straight from the bat the type of mood that you're gonna get when playing through Metal Gear Rising. Yeah, like I said, if you're going to be cutting up a lot of pieces, there will be a taken frame rate, especially if you're playing on the console version. If you're playing on PC and you have a good PC rig, I don't think you're going to have that issue. But like I said, the only issue you will be having is the 50 frames per second thing when you're playing full screen. And like I said, there is a way to probably fix that, but I haven't found a way yet, so... But guys, if there's any PC experts out there that do know how to fix it, definitely do tell me. I would very much appreciate it. Although it might be too late, and by the time I upload this particular part, I might have already beaten the game. So yeah, you can tell a little bit of frame rate dip right there, right? There's slowdown issues. Not too much though, especially since it's not affecting too much of the gameplay. At the very least, like, you're not in the middle of a battle, you're actually on your way to, like, basically beating all the parts of the thing! Oh my god! That was close, okay. Alright, I got this other leg. Yeah, the game knows too, like, there's some moments where you can't even, like, cut off their parts anymore because of that. Oh shit, there's, oh my god, it goes out? Holy crap, 5.4%. I still have full life. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I legit thought that I'm gonna, like, at least take 1 damage. And watch that, now that I say that, I'm probably gonna jinx that. Shit. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Don't choke on this base. Don't choke. You got this. You almost got it perfect here. Alright, now 0.1%. It's automatically gonna do that, anyways. Which we'll get to one of the most badass moments, which I might raise up the volume for this. I'll prep. Before. First off, here we go. One of the few moments where I actually go silent during a Let's Play. That was awesome! Even to nowadays, that felt really badass to do. Holy fuck, I got an S rank already? I mean, I know it's I should be impressed, it's the first level, of course, but I legit thought that I was gonna take at least 1 damage because as much as I love these types of games, I'm not always good at them. What time is it? 18 minutes, yeah, we could do a little bit more. I think we could probably finish the first chapter by the time we end this episode. Okay, let's continue. I honestly thought I was gonna, like, I don't think I was gonna die in the first battle, but I honestly thought I was gonna take at least 1 damage. At the very least, I might take the next damage in the next boss battle. Or at least the next phase of the boss battle, because even though we cut one of its arm off, oh, by the way, secret here. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Don't worry about him. He's on an auto script, so you don't have to worry about. How the hell do I do this? I do attack it first. Okay, maybe I do attack it first. There we go. All right. Secret here. Wait, where's the secret? There it is. Data storage 1 out of 20. Like I said, I'm not gonna go for 100% completion, especially since I don't even know all the locations. If I find it on my way, I'll probably do it. Like, hold on, is there a secret in here? This looks like a game designer's way of, like, putting in secret here, but no, there's nothing here. Okay. So there might be some pointless moments. Like I said, level design is not always 100% good, but like it does reward somewhat of an exploration. Especially out of the box thinking. By the way, I'm doing most of this by just holding the right trigger button. The ninja run pretty much automates things. You may say that make things a little bit easier. Oh hey, you're back. I'm missing an arm.
It still works?
Yeah, don't worry about that. We're still able to. Okay, hold on. Oh no, we don't have to parry yet. Or not parry, but the offensive defensive. Oh shit. Okay, I gotta be careful. He's still doing lasers? Nope. Okay, good. I think I can probably attack him now. I might be able to parry them too if I can. Hold on, let me see if I can get the timing correctly. Nope. Okay, well there goes my first damage right there. So much for making it a perfect run. That was the damage I was expecting. By the way, you don't necessarily need to actually hit as much as possible, because game-wise, you can probably just hit it once and then continue on. I think that's how like speedrunners do. In fact, I don't think you even need to do any of the slashes whatsoever. Like speedrunners for this game, all you need to do is just go into blade mode and that's it. Can I get those, sir? No. There we go. Okay, I parried it perfectly that time. I didn't do it the first time. I think because I was in the air. You can't parry in the air, at least not yet. You have to unlock that ability later on. Just like the offensive-defensive mode, which is basically this game's dodge mechanic. Oh shit, I parried that one too. Oh crap. Alright, this should be easy. There we go.
Finish that bastard off.
God, rules of nature! That's one thing I absolutely love about this fucking game is the music, the soundtrack. It's over the top butt rock and it's amazing. There goes his other arm. Don't ask how that's realistically possible, just roll with it. It is fucking over the top and I love it. It's as if they look, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this type of analogy, but it looks like they try to take the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes approach of the over-the-top goodness and just amp it up even further with Raiden. And like I said, when I said I might get a lot of hate for that, I'm mainly talking about like a lot of Metal Gear fans who absolutely despise the remake. I'm one of those few person. Oh shit, that was close. I'm one of the few person that actually does like the remake. And like I said, you're free to have your opinions and all that though, but I don't know, I still enjoy it. I might not make a good job at actually explaining things, but whatever, I like it. I still got an S-ray despite actually getting damaged. So it's not all about like whether or not you did damage or get a flawless run or whatever. I think it depends on like multiple varieties, whether... I think it helps if you take no damage, but time also is a good benefactor as to how you can whatchamacallit, go through the game with an S rank. Look at that fucking smile! Yeah, you can't say that this is a serious game at all. Like, honestly, I think the tone of the game, especially the intro, sets it very well that it's not supposed to be a serious game. Although I think the Platinum logo could obviously tell you that, maybe. But yeah, I will say one criticism about the game quickly is that the offensive-defensive, which is this game's parry mechanic, has to be unlocked, whereas with every other hack-and-slash game that I remember, aside from maybe Kingdom Hearts, is basically unlocked by default. So it's a little bit weird, especially since there will be some battles in which you think the offensive-defensive maneuver is going to be very useful, but for some reason you still have to unlock it, so that's... yeah, I don't know. I don't feel right about that at all. Anyways, it's been about 23 minutes, so we'll be right back with the next episode of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Stay tuned.